My name is Christy, and I'm a victim of a stalker and somebody who's harassed me for the past 5.5 years. I worked in a restaurant in my years in college, and I met somebody that was a busboy there. I didn't know him very well. I didn't speak to him very often, and we both stopped working there after a while. I went back to the restaurant years later, and one of the managers was emailing somebody in her office and told me it was this guy. And she said, you should give him a call and contact him. He'd love to hear from people. He was living out in the desert by himself in Utah. So I did. And we would talk once in a while on the phone. If he needed stuff, I would send it to him. Sometimes he needed pants, sometimes he needed shoes, books. I thought, this person's out there by themselves. It's cold, it's a dangerous area at times. So we developed a rapport. And then in 2008, he asked me for an electronic signature, and I refused to give it to him. I really didn't put two and two together, but shortly after I told him all of this, he started writing emails to me. And I didn't recognize the email addresses. They were email addresses such as, "Mommy, please don't kill me." But they were also email addresses of just heinous. I really can't even tell you how disgusting they were. The content of the emails were just as bad. And I didn't know who was sending me these emails, but they were so bad that I finally went to a detective and the sheriff's department. They said to me, "Do you know anybody that this could possibly be?" And I said, "No, I don't know anybody. I don't have any enemies." And then we figured out it was him at one point. And the detective said, "I think, based on this fact that you didn't give him a signature, this guy sounds like he's a little off, it could be him." Well, lo and behold, I found out about a week after we decided it was probably him that he traveled from Utah. And mind you, this person doesn't have a car, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have any means to get anywhere except for hitchhiking and maybe a bus. Well, he decided to take a bus to California, where I grew up, and to go see my father, who's a psychiatrist, under a different name. He didn't give my father his real name. But in the middle of the session, he told my father who he was, and my father asked him to leave. He didn't leave at first, and then when he finally left, my dad got in his car and he got out of there as fast as he could because he didn't know what this person was about. And then after he told me, I went back to the detective, and the detective said, "You need to file a restraining order on this person." So we proceeded down that path, and I was granted a restraining order. And within about a year, I get a call from this person that I didn't know, and it was this woman from Las Vegas. And she said to me, "There's this guy by the name of so-and-so, and I'm getting a little worried because he's hired me to pose as a detective to call you, but the problem is he wants to meet you there instead of a real detective meeting you there, and he wants to bring you flowers." And I knew that at that point, my life was in serious danger, that this person was not just out there to stalk me and harass me, but he wanted to kill me. He has called, he has emailed, when the restraining orders went into effect, he couldn't do that any longer, and now he takes me to court for frivolous lawsuits that he keeps losing so that he can see me in court. I was scared. I was afraid for my life. He had come to my house and he knew where I lived because he knew my address. He went so far as to come to our backyard and figured out exactly where we live in the woods. I knew that I had only done good things, and I tried to help this person in particular, and I was very kind to this person, so I knew that it wasn't anything I had done. I knew this person was not right in the head. He definitely took my kindness for, I think he thought that I was in love with him. I believe in this day and age that you need to learn how to protect yourself. Vicki has made me become aware of the fact that, hey, not everyone out there is good. There's criminals out there. They'll attack you for absolutely no reason at all, or just because they are having a bad day. And the best thing that I've been taught with the Women's Safety Academy is how to defend myself. In 2011, he showed up at my office with a gun that he made. At that time, his intent was to kill me. If I had been at the office, I know I'd be dead and I wouldn't be sitting here today. When he found out I wasn't at the office, he then took hostages that were in the building. And when the police officers were able to get the hostages out of the building, he said he was going to commit suicide. So he turned the whole thing around. And they finally got him out, and he was put in jail, but he got out, and he's still out there. This man will probably pursue me until I am dead or he's dead.